Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Lisa of Diamonds and Stitches, and today I thought that I would work on my stitch piece. It is the Halloween Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings, and you guys, I'm really cooking along on this thing. It's a really easy stitch. It only has, how many colors has it got? 2, 4, 6, I should know this by now. Seven colors, so it's super easy. And since May, and if you followed me, you know that I am a super slow stitcher. So since the beginning of May, when I started it, I have done the word abracadabra and the moon. I've done Dracula and part of Eerie. I've done goblins and part of Halloween up to the W. I've done the broom, knocking and loot. October, I'm working on the star today and possibly P of the pumpkin. And most of Raven except for the bottom of the R. And so that's actually pretty good for me. So it is an easy stitch, and I do try to, get a couple of hours done a week at least on it. And let's do a count here. Need to do 3 past. Yeah, so I thought that I would jump on here and do a stitch with me. So if you are new to my channel, I hope that you like what you see and you would consider subscribing. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your support of my channel. I like that. And I love being part of the stitch community. I think I have to do one more. Yes. And yeah, so what to talk about? Oh my gosh. So I think it's been a couple of weeks maybe since I've uploaded a stitch with me. I'm not entirely sure, but a couple of days ago I uploaded a stitchy stash. Even though I don't stitch as often as I would like to, I have no problem buying stuff. And one of those things that I purchased, you will see on this piece. It is a needle minder by Kim. Oh, you guys, I'm having the hardest time seeing today. Why is that? Yeah. It's a needle minder by Kim. And Clays by Kim is her company name on Etsy. And you've seen my first needle minder that I ever was able to get from her. It's an acrylic, and it's shamrocks and very, very Irish, and that's awesome because family background in Irish, family background, Irish background. That there. Okay. And then I was able to pick this one up the other day, like maybe a week and a half ago or so, and it's pansies, or at least I hope it's pansies. I don't know the flowers. I'm not a flower girl. So but they're beautiful. They're so nicely made in acrylic. I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, I love these things. And I like how she does the backs, which is really, really nice. So it is now holding my fabric because I do like to work in hand, especially on these littler pieces. And okay, let me do another count here, because goodness sakes, we all know counting is a problem. 2, 4, 5, and I need to go from the third. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Oh, where's my needle? So I was pretty excited. Oh, and I brought my long thread behind me. I'm working. Oh, I just lost my needle minder. Just hang on here, guys. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. I was pretty excited because I found out that the guy in my life is going back to Portland. We live in Seattle, Washington, and he is going back to Portland, Oregon in a few weeks to spend a few weeks there. And so okay, you guys, I am having the hardest time seeing today. I don't know why. It's like my light angle's not right or something. Which is really weird. Okay, anyway, going back to Portland for a few weeks. And so, of course, I will take a long weekend and go and visit him, which you know what that means. I will be able to go back to Acorns and Threads. And not that I need to, but I need to. And so I'm a little excited about that. And this time I shouldn't be sick, fingers crossed, because last time I was there, oh, I felt awful. I had that icky cold flu thing that was going around, and it was all I could do to drive out to Acorns and Threads. And I didn't even, last an hour in the store, which is uber unfortunate because it's a store I think that you could spend like all day smelling and looking. I mean, the sights and smells of a needlepoint needle store is just lovely, and theirs is lovely. Not only that, but the people who own and work there are just super, super nice. And yes, so I am looking forward to going back. Even though I just did a little stitch haul at my own L&S, Thread Needle Street. I adore Denise. And so I had just done a little stitchy haul from that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait. Is it in the middle of the 5? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay. Yeah. So, you guys, seriously, why am I having so many problems? It's like I can't keep my fabric in. Yeah. Okay, I think that's what it is. Pause, please. Okay. I am back and I fixed it. I think that this may or may not work out a little better. Okay. I like working in hand, but sometimes it has its challenges on where I am putting my excess fabric, and yeah, it's almost like I need to break out my Q-snaps again, which I might do. I do like my Q-snaps. And I bought a Lowry stand, which I have not even gotten out of the box. I know it's not okay. Let's get to 2. Yeah, it's not okay because yeah, it's still sitting in a box on my stairs, which is also crazy. Okay, that's a little more traveling than I like, but I'm gonna make it happen. So really I should get them out. I keep thinking, oh, I'll save it for, a bigger piece, because this piece is not that big. I think by the time I'm done with it, it's going to be 10 by 12, something like that. So yeah, it's not that big. Okay. Yeah, I do. I think that it's the light. It's the light that I am struggling with in my angle. But I'm going to make the best of it. So that's what we're going to do. Gosh, you guys are, it's a hot mess. It's hot mess day. That's what it is. Hot mess day. Not enough coffee. Too early in the morning. Anyways, so as I was saying, I'm excited. I get to go back to needles, snow, acorns, and threads, even though I did a stitchy stash just the other day from my LNS. But you know, there's always something that people get in, and I just love going. And maybe I'll have to look at the calendar, but there may be the potential that I am going to be able to like just sit and stitch over there for a little while. I'll bring my stitching just in case. I don't know anybody over there, so I'm gonna be, you know, that rude guest that just shows up and won't leave. Yeah, I'm gonna be that guest. And so anyways, I think that on Saturdays they have a stitch outside when the weather's nice, I think. So, but I don't know if it's bring your own chair, because I wouldn't have one because, you know, I'm traveling. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I love the store. I love the ladies who run it. They're sweet, and the whole vibe in that store is just awesome. So looking forward to that. And who knows, maybe I will see some Flosstubers in there as well, because it is a very popular store over there in Oregon. And I think it might be the only store. Now also Aida, Heaven and Earth Designs, is located in Oregon. And I don't know if they've got their storefront up yet or not. I'm going to have to go do some research on that. And if they do, and if it works out, I might be able to do that as well. That would be cool. But I think that they're a little further away. Yeah, so I don't know. I will have to investigate that, but I'm excited for that. Yes, I'm a licker. Are you guys lickers? Sounds so weird to say that. But yes, I am a licker to get my thread going. It's fine. All right, let me do a little teeny tiny count. Let me see if I can get this. So I don't know how to do, is it called a pin stitch? Oh, whoa, that was a little too far. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how to do like the pin stitch, and so when I'm working with one thread, I hook it behind and anchor it in with a few stitches, and that has seemed to work really well for me. That's actually how I started. I didn't know when you were using 2 threads how to start your, oh, that's not even in the right one. Just hang on. Okay, I am having all kinds of problems today, you guys. That's ridiculous. Maybe the stitchy gods are trying to tell me something. I hope not, because so far I've not, knock on wood, knock on something, throw salt over your shoulder, do whatever, but so far I have not had the frog come and visit me on this piece. That's because the frog came and visited me on my Irish Welcome Friends blessing, and it took up permanent residence, and so I've gotten Nothing done on that piece. In fact, it's gone into the naughty bag and thrown into a naughty drawer. And every once in a while, I feel a little bit of guilt over it and want to get it out. But I resist that urge because it's being naughty. And the frog and I have done a little dance. So I just decided that I'm just going to let the frog win for right now. And if you are new and you don't know what frogging means, it's kind of an expression that the cross stitch community uses. Oh, maybe other craft communities use it too. But it's, you know, when you have to rip out your stitches, rip it, you know, if you say it fast enough, rip it, it sounds like a frog. Rip it. I thought it was cute the first time I heard it. So, okay, really, I am just having issues counting today. Oh my word. Okay, I'm gonna get it together. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here. I'm a little more cautious. This is why I'm so slow too, is because honestly, I had to rip out a huge section of that Irish. I think it's just like a welcome friends sign in Gaelic. And anyways, long story short, the fault was mine. I used a wrong color green. When I realized my mistake, I had done a very large section. I probably had stitched on it for long time. And so when, you know, and here's the really depressing thing, and I think everybody who is a stitcher can attest to this, that when you, you know, work for so many hours on a piece, and it takes you, you know, hours, days, whatever, to do the piece, and then you have to rip it out, and it takes, you know, less than 10 minutes to fix your days of work. It's discouraging. And so I was discouraged, even though truly it was my fault. It was my fault. I was not paying attention, and I got the color mixed up. And on one hand, I was going to leave it, but I'd already done the other side. And so it was noticeable. So it could not stay. So, okay, I really hope that you guys are crafting and not paying attention to me while I am stitching, because bad times, people, bad times. Okay. I don't even know what to talk about today, you guys. I think in some of my future videos, I'm going to have to find some tags to do so that I can keep up with a good amount of talkie. But I have watched some really interesting shows recently. One of them is called The Midwife. So I think I talked about this show maybe in my previous Stitch With Me, not sure, but so, you know, so many people had said to me, oh, you need to watch this show called The Midwife, and I was like, okay, you know, I have so many shows that I watch currently, and then, you know, then there's long periods of time that I don't watch TV at all, and you know, I'll just YouTube, or I get into something else. And so there was a long period of time that I wasn't doing anything. And of course, all of these shows and seasons were happening, and I was not watching them. So, okay, I am going to, that's not right. I'm going to do it this way. So anyways, this Call the Midwife. And I'll be honest, when I first heard people talking about this show, in my head, I was like, oh, it's a show of like a bunch of old ladies who, make house calls and sit around and chat and knit and crochet and, that kind of thing. And not my cup of tea, not my jam. And so I just never watched it. I watched so many other shows. And one day when I was flipping through, one day when I was flipping through, Netflix, they had, preview, I guess, of one of the new episodes for the show, and just a small little, preview. And so I started watching it, and I was like, oh, that actually seems kind of interesting. So then I got into it, and I'm so glad I did. There are 8 seasons to this show. I am in the 8th season. I want to say I started it mid-May. I binge watched so many nights until 1 or 2 in the morning, which that's not good. That is so not good. Because I do have to take my granddaughter to school every day and, be up for that and get her ready. And she's a lot more of a morning person than I am. And then of course, need to get on with my day too. And this old girl, she needs her sleep. And I need to function on at least one cylinder during the day. And I don't do that if I don't sleep well. And insomnia is being a thing recently, and yeah. So anyways, okay, Call the Midwife. Wow, Lisa, get back on topic. Call the Midwife. I started binge watching this show. Like I said, there are 8 seasons. I started it in mid-May, and I am done. All of the episodes that I can watch in the 8th season. I think that now it's, every week that they'll introduce a new episode in that season. And so I've caught up. Whew. Okay, all I can say is this. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but I really and truly, if you're looking for a binge-worthy show that you do not have to necessarily pay that much attention to, that it's background noise, but you're still hearing things that are going on. And then every once in a while, obviously you're going to pay attention to some stuff. But if you're looking for that type of, background noise, this is a great oh my gosh. Okay. Totally went over. This is a great show to watch. So I'm going to say this. There were a few episodes that, I cried and felt bad, because they deal with a lot of topics in this show, things that we now take for granted because they're just readily available to us. And back when this show was set into the late 50s, early 60s, it was not available to them. And it was just starting to become available. and then also, you know, what the drugs did to pregnant women and their unborn babies, back when babies were born deformed, because of a certain drug that women were taking for nausea, that kind of thing. And so, you know, they touch on a lot of different subjects. And of course, you know, one of them is birth control. And another is poverty. A couple are different diseases like tuberculosis and septicemia and meningococcal, yeah, that one. You know, measles, all kinds of things, right? That we typically don't see anymore. So they touch on that. They touch a little on homosexuality. They touch on divorce. They touch on, you know, a woman starting her own business. There's just so many things that they touch on. And they just did such a great job in this show. Now, I got to season 7, and everything was going along. And I'm just going to say this. If you are watching it and you get to season 7, I highly recommend that you invest in some Kleenex because you're going to need it. I did the ugly cry, people. I know you don't know me and have never seen me cry. I don't cry in public if I can at all help it. And, but I'm not gonna, you guys, not joking. The ugly cry. I did the ugly cry. It was just so stinking sad. Just so sad. But I am looking forward to the other episodes in season 8. I didn't look it up to see if this is the last season that they're doing. I hope not. It's a really good show. So I binge watched that. Before I started Call the Midwife, I watched a show called When They See Us. Oh, excuse me. That was a very hard show to watch. It's based on true events. And again, I won't spoil it for you, but if you've done any kind of research, you know what happens even before the show starts. So I highly recommend that one as well. It was very well done. Oprah Winfrey produced it, I believe, or she had some sort of hand in it. And then she's also done When They See Us recap of these gentlemen and their families, you know, and today, like within the last year or so, I think it was. And so that's it. That was eye-opening as to the justice system and certain ethnic communities. So, but a very good show to watch. And then what else? And now I am watching Bad Blood. I've been watching a lot of Netflix shows, and just kind of like finding a series and binge watching it. But this one is called Bad Blood, and it actually is, it was centered around Montreal, Canada. And I remember some of these drug wars that were happening back then. And it's based on the true events of what happened, though, you know, they change a lot of it for entertainment value. but one of the main characters in it, Kim Coates, he was on Sons of Anarchy, and I thought that he was such a great character. So when I heard that he was in Bad Blood, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I've got to go watch it. So he's such a great character. He's got this mix of compassion but cruelty. Like, he just plays his character so very well, just so very well. So that's been another show that I've binge watched. And then yesterday, while I was doing some just house things and some diamond painting, I watched a show called Claws on Hulu, and I finished it. It was a season, and I think that there were like 8 episodes, 6, 7, 8 episodes. Oh, maybe were there that many? Maybe. I don't remember. Anyways, that also is a really good show, and I want to say that there will be another season of it. I've heard some good things about Dead to Me, so I want to watch that. And yeah, but now it's summertime too, right? And so we typically like to spend our weekends outside and doing things, and lawn care, going to the boardwalk, the beaches, that kind of thing. And so really, when I watch TV, mostly it is like in the fall, winter time, when it's cold and rainy and yucky, and you stay inside. But that's also football season. And I am a huge football fan. Huge. Go Hawks. Love them. Yeah. So, okay. Did I tell you guys about my Halloween tree? So, yeah, it's appropriate because I'm working on a Halloween piece, which is too big for my tree, but still. It kind of leads into this whole discussion. I found a Halloween tree. It was a Christmas tree that Walmart had at the start of the season, and it was black. And I look at it and I'm like, a black Christmas tree? Seriously? But there were these beautiful black, gold, and white ornaments, and just really, really pretty. Well, I looked at my boyfriend and it was like, a black Christmas tree? No. But honey, you need to go and get it. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, it's only $39. And he looked at me like I was crazy. And he's like, we already have a Christmas tree. And he's like, and why would you want a black Christmas tree? And I looked at him and I said, what's my favorite holiday in the whole entire world? And he said, Halloween. And I said, exactly. And he is like, but it's a Christmas tree. Because he's a guy and he can't get over that part. And I'm like, yes, but I see it as a Halloween tree. And he's like, but Halloween trees are supposed to be spooky, and this one's not, because it's like all full and everything. It's like a Christmas tree. It's just black. And I said, but I'm going to make it into a Halloween tree, and it's going to go up in October and stay up for the month of October, and possibly even a little into November. And then it will come down and the Christmas trees will go up. And so him being the good boy that he is, he went and got it off the shelf for me, and we brought it home. Well, I do have some Halloween ornaments that I bought from the Dollar Tree. So like eyeballs, that kind of thing. And so that will go on there. I also found some like glittery purple balls and black balls and stuff. And I was waiting for all the Christmas stuff to go on clearance to get the black and white and gold balls because, well, they weren't really even all that expensive, but again, I can make ornaments, and so I was like, I'm not gonna pay for more balls when I know that I can do those. And so anyways, did I actually find, I'll have to go through my stash. I'm pretty sure that I did get them on clearance. And then also Joann's had some Halloween balls as well, in like, you know, the toad green color and that kind of thing. And so I also got some of those. So I will have balls on there, but then I'm like, okay, well, I need ornaments, like cross stitch ornaments. And so when I was at Threadneedle Street, my L&S, there were 2 Mill Hill bead kits that I picked up that were Halloween themed. One is a mummy, a little child all dressed up in a mummy costume with a cat. And the second one was like a haunted house in the background with the eerie lights on in it, and then the wording Happy Halloween in cursive across the front. And so I thought that that looked super cute, and so I am going to stitch those up for my tree. And then I have the 2018 Halloween magazine by Cross Stitch Magazine. I have that on order, pre-order. And so we'll see what it has for ornaments. And then last year, the 2018 one, I had earmarked a bunch of Halloween ornaments in that one as well. So I need to get busy so I can actually have some handmade ornaments on my tree and not just the Joann balls and the Dollar Tree eyeballs. So, but I found some lights, like some eyeball lights and some bats. What else did I find? I found all kinds of stuff. I'm really excited about this tree, you guys. I know people think I'm crazy, but I love Halloween. It's the best season ever. So I will get that up, and as years go along, I'll just be adding a few new ornaments. I think that that's going to be my goal, is I want to make 2 to 3 ornaments a year if possible, in between all the other, you know, stitching things that I have planned. Golly, seriously, there's just not, I mean, I know we all have the same amount of hours a day, but there's just not enough hours in the day. Too many plans, too many things in my head that I want to get done. Yeah. So anyways, I've got that. And then I also have a Seahawks tree because I feel like I may be a little psychotic about cross-stitching and my plans. But I have a Seahawks tree that I created last year out of $2 Tree small white trees. You know, those tabletop trees. I found an idea on some group I belong to on Facebook, I think. And somebody had done like some themed trees using those tabletop Dollar Tree trees. And so, excuse me for a moment. And so I bought 2 of them. I spray painted them, the Seahawks colors, and then I'm going to incorporate them together. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Yes. I'm going to incorporate them together, and then a few years ago I started doing some canvas ornaments, and they were you know, the Seahawks ones. And so I'm already ahead of the game, which yay me, because I'm never ahead of the game. But I am going to continue making some football themed, more Seahawks themed ornaments to put on my Seahawks tree. And then also I am a big Huskies, Washington Huskies football fan. They are our local college team. We have a rivalry with, there's 2 Washington football teams. One are the Cougs. Nope. And then there's the Huskies. So dogs rule. Yes. And they have won the Apple Cup. So all of my Coug friends suck it. Huskies still dominate. And so I have a Huskies tree that I want to plan, and their colors are purple and gold. And so yeah, I want to get that done too, and make some cute little vignettes with the trees. So I got that going on. But they should be easy stitches. And you know, honestly, what I found, this is totally my secret. Totally my secret. So you want to hear my secret? This is how I find football paraphernalia. I found this site called Perler Beads. You know those Perle, P-E-R-L-E. You know those beads, those little teeny tiny beads that you make into shapes, and then you iron it or put it in the oven on low heat, and then they all melt together. Those ones. I found a site somewhere. I don't remember where. I mean, it's clearly online, but I don't remember how I found it. I found that site, and sorry guys, counting again. Anyways, I typed in like, I actually found it because I was looking for princesses for my granddaughter to do, and I found somebody who had created out of those beads princess designs. Well, then I started like looking around, and I found like sports and other things, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then I came across like a football jersey or something. So I was like, oh, well, let me take the, you know, a couple of colors of the Seahawks and then just, you know, make it, but do it in Seahawks colors. And it turned out so stinking cute, you guys. And so I was like, oh, I can do this. Like, I went off somewhere. Okay, just hang on, guys. I need to do a count. Fix my boo-boo, and let's work on. So, I don't know if I've explained this before, but I am a very good copier of ideas. I kind of have an idea, and I do some searching for that idea. But I can't really come up with the idea myself. 1, 2, 3, much better. And so, yeah, I'm not good at being able to, you know, orchestrate an idea from start to finish on my own. That sounds really bad. I basically I am of the I subscribe to the if don't reinvent the wheel, and if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. And so you know, there are so many people out there that share their talents and put things out there. I always give credit where credit is due, always, 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 because that's just wrong to not do so. And so, yes, I 100% will always give credit for things that I am doing. If I have found it, you know, if I put several ideas together, which I do, I will always say based on ideas from, you know, but what I essentially do is I will find something that I'm thinking about, and then I will incorporate it into, like, you know, my own thing. But basically, or my own colors or whatever, my own style. But basically, I will look for an idea that somebody else has done, or some instructions that somebody else has done, and utilize those. Because again, you know, there's so many creative people. Everybody, this is what I tell my kids all the time. Everybody has gifts. Everyone has gifts. I feel like I've missed one. Nope, I didn't. Everybody is born with unique gifts that are, you know, unique to them. And not everybody is the same. And we're not supposed to be the same, because we would be darn boring if that was the case. And, you know, I have 4 children, and they are as different from each other as night and day is. You know, they just are, they each have their own uniqueness. They all are good in different things. And, yeah, and that's the way we're supposed to be. If we were all the same, seriously, I just think that it would be so darn boring. And so, you know, there are creative people out there. There are scholars out there. There are empathetic people. There are, you know, nurturers. There are, I mean, everybody comes with different gifts. And, okay, this one I've got to travel over. But if, yes. And so I think that people who are creative and choose to share their talents out there, then yes, I will utilize your beautiful talent and then give you credit for that talent. And so that's what I did. Roundabout way of saying that's what I did with my Seahawks pieces. I don't sell them. And I don't plan to. I'll probably give some away as gifts, but I don't make a profit off of my stuff. And yeah, they're for me personally because they make me happy. And so that is that. Okay, you guys, this pea is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. One more. So here in the States, we are gearing up for 4th of July, long weekend. As I'm Canadian, we celebrate Canada Day in a very small way now in our family. And so while I still have to work on Canada Day, because, you know, I live in the States, I I will have a small little recognition of that, and then gear up for our 4th of July festivities and fun. I'm kind of disappointed though this year. I think that all of my children have decided to do something different on the 4th of July long weekend, and so we won't all be together, which is weird for me because normally we, do a barbecue or we do something together as a family, and then, light off fireworks and that kind of thing. So we'll see if that happens again this year and what happens. I don't know. But yes, so we are gearing up for that. Is we are almost done with this P. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, almost finished with this P. So I'm debating on what my next project is going to be, other than, my Halloween pieces that I'm going to do for the tree and my Seahawks ones. Those are easy ones though. They're, sit in bed and cross stitch, but I'm thinking about another big kit. So I have, oh my gosh, I have so many. Patterns. Yep. I have so many patterns that I can choose from. I have so many Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's. And then I've got all of these Little House Needleworks ones. I have, I really do have quite a few patterns to go with. I have some mermaids that I really would like to get done. I have a couple of Mirabilias that one of them is my granddaughter's name, and I would like to get that done one day for her because she's just beautiful. And then the other day at my LNS, I picked up a fairy, Lily Pond fairy. I don't think that that's her name, but it was in my stash video that I just did. And so I have her as well, and I just have to say her face is just gorgeous. Like, as soon as I saw this pamphlet, I was like, oh, I haven't seen this fairy. And that's also because I have not been going on and looking at what people are stitching because there's so much good stuff, and then I want it all, and I just cannot. I have so many projects already and things that I'm doing that I just didn't, yeah. So 1, 2, 3 times. Okay. So, oh, you guys, I'm going to be playing chicken with my thread. You want to watch this? This should be fun. Yep, I'm going to play chicken. Oh, dear. Okay. Hopefully I win. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a quick look on the back. Oh, yeah, no. I don't have any boo-boos either. Oh, dear. Okay. Let's hope for a win, you guys. Let's hope for a win. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, so kitting up. Well, actually, I don't really have to kit up anything. I already have kitted some up. But I have some Mirabilias to do. I have a Heaven and Earth design Maleficent that I would also love to do, as well as some shoes. Oh my gosh, there's a designer on Heaven and Earth Designs that he does these really cool shoes that are either made of flowers or vegetables. Like the heel will be like a eggplant, and then vines growing around. It's so cool. Like, it's so cool. Expressionism art. I love it. And maybe it's not expressionism art, fashion art. I don't know. They're beautiful anyways. And so I have those, and I have bought all of the threads. I have all of the fabrics for these things. I just need to pick a pattern and go. One that I'm really interested in doing is that, is she a queen with the reindeer from Mirabilia Designs? I've had her for years. I have an archangel that I've got kitted up. I have, you guys, I just have so many. So I'm deciding on what my next big piece should be. And by next big piece, I mean actually starting my first big piece and finishing it. I also have an owl by Sue, is it Sue Coleman? I think it's Sue Coleman. She's a Canadian artist, and she does beautiful wildlife pieces. And so I have an owl for one child and a bear for another one. Yeah, I think it's a bear. So I have those. I have the wolf it's all kitted up. I've got it all ready to go. I've changed the size of the Aida so many times. I've actually started it twice, and not being happy with either time. And okay, you guys, really, I am going to be playing chicken. I haven't been happy with it either time, and so I have scrapped it and put it away. Yeah, I don't know. I should probably get out a couple of kits and get started. I don't, at one time I had a bunch of whips that I'd kitted up and like maybe put a stitch or 2 or 10 in, and then they've all gone into project bags, different project bags. And I have found that I don't love that system very much. 1, 2, 1, 2. This should be the last one too. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win because I think that this is the last 2 stitches that needs to go in here. How exciting is that? I think so. Yeah. So, oh my gosh, you guys, this pea is almost done. Sorry, this video today, I'm wow, I really hope that you were doing some stitching and just, letting me ramble on. Sorry. This video was kind of a little bit of a hot mess, but while we were together, I got 2 things done, 2 more things done on this. See what I mean about being a slow stitcher? Like, is this out like an hour long now? By the time I edit it, hopefully it'll be down to like 50 minutes or 45 minutes. But, oh, look at that, you guys, I did it. I did it. Look. So now the star is done and the P is done. Did I get it all? I think I did. Yep. Okay, so with that, I am going to I'm going to end. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you sticking it out with me. I know it was a little painful, I promise. The next one will not be like that. I will find something interesting, a tag to do, and we'll talk about that. If you have any suggestions on what you might like for me to talk about, then, please put those in the comments down below. I enjoy watching what you guys do. And with that, I am going to say goodbye and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.